Everybody shut up!
There is a Bluey video game. They made a Bluey video game. What else do you need? Let's just play it. So, slowing down here for a second. For any of you who might not know, Bluey is an insanely popular Australian preschool cartoon that, over the last year or so, has become a huge international hit with kids and adults. It's smart, it's funny, it's surprisingly deep, and it's something that I became a big fan of back at the start of the year. And now, it is an interactive electronic video graphic game that you can spend $40 on. But first, I gotta give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Bespoke Post, the monthly subscription service that sends you one of their trademark boxes of awesome full of fun, useful, kind of outdoorsy stuff. And genuinely, the stuff I've gotten from Bespoke Post in the past has been crazy useful. That Weekender bag? Use it all the time. These are top shelf goods from under the radar brands, so you get some really cool, high quality, unique stuff. And this time around, I grabbed their guard box with everything you need to keep you safe from bugs. Bug repellent oil, mosquito repellent sprays and wipes, a soothing bug bite balm, plus some incense and candles that also protect from pests. I didn't know those could do that. This is magic. And then my favorite, I got the Explore box, with everything you're gonna need when heading out for a hike. Like I, a video editor, do often. Stainless steel water bottle, energy-packed snack bar, crazy backpack that stores itself. This one hurts my brain. And my favorite thing of the whole batch, this LED headlamp. Even when I'm not out and about, I use this thing actually quite a lot. You know, just like around my apartment when I'm on the lookout for bugs. Each of these boxes and more come with around $70 worth of value, but will only cost you a fraction of that price. And 90% of the products come from small brands, many of which are based right here in the US. And it's not just outdoorsy stuff. There's other boxes that feature things like kitchenware, fire, barware, fire, clothing, fire. New stuff is added every month, and Bespoke Post's own preference quizzes will help them pair you up with the boxes that are just right for you. Plus, you can preview your box before you buy it and decide if you want to keep it, swap it, or skip that month altogether. You only pay for what you want. And if all this sounds cool to you, then you can sign up and get your own box of awesome by clicking the very top link in this video's description. And you can get 20% off your first box by using promo code FOAF20, FOAF20. That's bespokepost.com/FOAF20, or just click the link in the description and use code FOAF20. Major thanks to Bespoke Post for sponsoring, and now, back to Bluey. You start up the game, and of course, the first thing you see is the iconic Bluey intro sequence, which quickly leads to a character select screen. We get the chance to pick our character: Bluey Healer, her sister Bingo, her mom Chili, or her dad Bandit. Now, Bandit is my favorite character, by far, but I do think I'm gonna go with Bluey here for the most authentic experience. Though something is telling me that this preschool game is not gonna change a whole lot depending on which character I pick. So, as the game starts up, we see Bluey and Bingo waking up their parents, excited to start their holiday. But, you know, first things first, Bandit and Chili tell us to clean up our toys around the house. Boo! Lame. So, it's off to find the toys, I guess. But now we do get to see what kind of game this is. You play as the Healer family as you run around, do chores, play games, and just explore. Which are all fancy ways of saying you just kinda find stuff. A lot of the gameplay is scavenger hunts, and it's completely there. All the characters are 2D, but the environments are fully 3D, which is pretty cool. It looks really nice, and it's simple. Bluey can run, jump, and kick? Why can she kick? Will Bluey be taking no prisoners in this game? She can also just straight up jump off the stairs. I don't know why they let her do that. I don't know why they let her do that, but yeah, the game is really made by its presentation. It looks just like the show, minus some weird hiccups with the animation. All the characters have their original voices, even if their mouths don't move outside of cutscenes, and the writing is totally on point. This 100% feels like a regular episode of Bluey, just interactive. So anyway, Bluey picks up her mess, which, if I'm being honest, wasn't really a mess at all. Each room had one toy placed in a very deliberate spot that was definitely not in anyone's way at all. Bandit said it was like a zoo down here. I was expecting a lot more than this. Yes, such an obstructive mess we've made. Your standards are all messed up, dude. But then...
Can we play Keepy Uppy?
Yeah, of course. Give it to me.
Keepy Uppy got remastered! Oh, I'm so ready for this. What? That was like 3 seconds. I mean, I know this is a baby game, but dang. That was weird. Well, now disappointed beyond belief, we finish up finding the various stuffed animals, and Bluey and Bingo stumble across this old, tattered piece of paper. Bandit picks it up and says this was a treasure map that he and his brothers drew back in the 80s, leading to some kind of treasure they buried way back when. Bluey and Bingo get super stoked on this idea and are now determined to assemble the full map and find the treasure. And with that, after only like 10 minutes, I've completed the first episode of the game. Yeah, the game's splitting up its story into episodes apparently, like it's some kind of TV show. And considering how long that episode took, and then looking at this menu, I don't think this is gonna be that long of a game. We just finished episode 1, Holidays, thus we begin episode 2, Rescue. Don't worry, Bluey isn't about to start some kind of intense espionage hostage mission. The gang just all go to the playground to meet up with their cousin Muffin and Uncle Stripe. You remember Muffin? Yeah, you remember Muffin. They decide to play Floor is Lava, so the game suddenly turns into a 3D platformer. You gotta hop from one platform to the other without touching the ground, or else you will perish. And a funny story, at the start of the first platforming segment, I got a text and just checked my phone for a second, and I guess the game got impatient with me because Chili just suddenly flashed into sentience, jumped over to the next platform herself, and the game just skipped me to the next cutscene. Wow. Rude. I've never seen a game give me attitude like that before. Jeez. Well, now that I'm giving this game my full attention, we hop around for a little while, do some basic platforming, win the Floor is Lava game, Uncle Stripe gives us the next piece of map, and boom, episode over. So sorry I didn't pay attention to such a riveting sequence of events for all of 1 minute. Dang. Episode 3, Chattermax. The next day, Bluey and Bingo's Uncle Rad stops by. There's a super short platforming section as Rad, the grown man who's gotta be in or nearing his 40s, is too scared of the sprinkler system getting his hair wet to meet us in the backyard. Oh my god. So Bandit and Chili send me, the child, to shut the water off. It's not that this is dangerous, but like, come on, like, you're an adult, do something. But it's not all bad. On the other side, Uncle Rad rewards us by giving Bluey and Bingo their Christmas gift. A whole 4 months late. I mean, at that point, you might as well just wait until next year, man. And what's worse, he got them the new and improved Chattermax, the loud, dancing, and singing nightmare toy that drove Chili and Bandit so crazy that they stuffed Bluey and Bingo's old one in the kitchen cabinet and told their kids that it mysteriously broke. See? Lying to your children is good sometimes, if it is solely for your own convenience. Things quickly fall into absolute chaos as Chattermax starts screaming, demanding to be fed. I don't think that's how toys work. It runs around, it eats, like actually eats things, and it manages to climb the stairs. Scary. Scary, scary! We do all we can to finally satiate the demon's bloodlust and then trap them under a laundry basket. To then pay for his transgressions, Uncle Rad gives Bluey and Bingo the final piece of map, and with that, we reach episode 4. Treasure. With the map now fully assembled, Bandit takes a look and remembers that they buried this treasure by the creek. Bluey and Bingo are ready to go right away, but Chili's busy hanging out with her dad. Jeez, these people have family over like every day. That sounds exhausting. But luckily, Grandpa Mort here is totally down for an adventure. And after a quick minigame of Magic Xylophone, which is really only here to fill time and unlock another minigame for later, but it's cute, and after another scavenger hunt for supplies, it's off to the creek! And this is just a really pleasant sequence. The creek area is probably one of the best looking parts of the game so far, and all the different gameplay styles all kinda come together as we reach the end. You run around the woods, platform across these rocks, pick up a bunch of garbage near the water, and then the whole family pushes this huge rock out of the way as we finally reach the X that marks the spot. Bandit pulls out the shovel, starts digging, and finds a body. Yeah, I mean, the treasure! Yeah. It's an old action figure called Power Bloke. I don't feel right saying that in my American accent. Power Bloke. Power Bloke. It sounds more right, but I feel bad doing it. This toy meant the absolute world to Bandit, Stripe, and Rad when they were kids. But they only had one, so they fought over it constantly, to the point that their dad threatened to get rid of it. So, to keep Power Bloke safe, they tossed him in a box and buried him in the woods, drawing a map and then splitting it between the three of them so they could go dig him back up later. But then Christmas came, they got new toys, and they completely forgot about Power Bloke for like 30 to 40 years. And now, after all this time, Bandit was able to finally reunite with Power Bloke with his own kids. A nice, wholesome, meaningful end to the story, just like you'd expect from Bluey. Unless you are Bluey, because she is not having it. Bluey here was expecting like real treasure, like stereotypical cartoon pirate treasure or something. And I can't blame her, she is 6. And now she feels like she wasted her holiday on some crusty old toy. But of course, Bandit sits her down and teaches her the valuable lesson that it's not always about the treasure, it's about the memories. Just like it's not always about being a particularly good game, it's just about being similar enough to your cartoon source material to be a pretty decent way to spend an hour. Yeah, this game only took an hour to finish. The full time I spent capturing footage of the game only clocked in at around an hour and 22 minutes. But that extra 22 minutes was just spent doing some like extra side content. Yeah, after you finish an episode, you can go back and explore each area to find secrets and collectibles that unlock extra hats and toys and whatever. And of course, you can also replay the minigames, Keepy Uppy, Floor's Lava, Catch Chattermax, and Magic Xylophone. But to be honest, I don't want to do that. There is one last level though, the beach, but there's no real story here. It's just a fun little play area to run around and find more of those collectibles I mentioned. So overall, Bluey the video game is pretty cute. If you like Bluey or have kids that like Bluey, this is a decently fun time that is super authentic to the show it's based on. It looks like Bluey, sounds like Bluey, and it's got the same heart as Bluey, which is important. And it's co-op, so the whole family can play. As long as there's only a max of 4 people in your family. Sorry, middle children. It's a good time, but like I said, it's a bit of a short time. It's only an hour long, and it's $40. I don't know, for that much money, I was maybe hoping for 2 hours, or 3, if we're getting indulgent. I don't know, I feel like it's a bit pricey for what you get, but like, I still bought it. So with that, I guess the only thing left to say is, oh my god, Bluey's family is rich. Look at this, their house is gigantic. Running around this place feels like you're getting lost in a mansion. There's like 3 different living rooms. Their backyard is like twice the size of my apartment. Their kitchen is on the 2nd floor. Is that normal? I don't think that's normal.